warning. What you're about to see and hear is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions expressed on this show are our opinions and do not reflect the views of BTW 21 or its staff.
God is looking for someone real. People are looking for something real. Just be real. Welcome to the Be Real Podcast, the podcast with your host, Daniel Lewis, and host Chad Hudson.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. A couple of Patrick County boys just coming out and hanging out. As you can tell, we don't have any guests with us today, and this is probably going to be the only time that we don't. Well, we might have a...
Well, we're booked for the next...
We're booked, so that's good.
Next few months.
Right. Yeah. We're booked. But anyway, we wanted to show, this is probably should have been our first show.
A little introduction.
Introducing ourselves. Some of y'all know us, some of y'all don't. I'd say the majority don't have a clue who we are.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, and it's a good thing. We want you to get to know us. That way when we take you places, we have guests on here, you know a little bit of our background. We're trying to find out more about their background. And when we go to different restaurants and, you know, the different places around the county and the state and Patrick County, we'll bring to you different people and get to know them a little bit more too, instead of just seeing them on TV or seeing them at the hospital or the Martinsville Bulletin or wherever they may be. We got a lot of good guests lined up. Some of the things I kind of want to mention, but it's a surprise.
There are nice surprises, but I think on BTW 21, we're going to have some of the news anchors come on.
Yes.
So we get to know them.
Right.
Because we see them on the news and we hear them tell the stories, and it would be great just to hear their story, a set of the stories that they find out there in the
right.
Public.
Looking forward to that.
That's going to be great.
Shania, you think you'll be on the show with us? Shania is our producer. She's an awesome person. I want to thank her for this setup and everything. We've got it going, but she set it up to where it looks good. I think it looks pretty good. I think it's something different, and I like it. Yeah, we got us Be Real, the podcast sign back here. I want to thank Boyce Holland Veterinary Services. That's our sponsor. And, of course, want to thank Pet Transportation, if I can get it out of my mouth. Now, that's something you'll learn about me on this show is...
What was that?
Yeah, exactly. So somebody somewhere else might have understood that. Maybe at my household with my 3 Chihuahuas, but other than that, nobody would understand what I got to say. But anyway, Mr. Chad Hudson.
Well, we have our helmets out here.
Yeah.
And I think that we should just start there, tell people what we do and why we do it.
Motorcycle riders.
Motorcycle riding.
You bikers. You bikers, you.
Going out and enjoying life a little bit.
Say, I don't know another biker show.
Biker show.
We're dads. We're bikers. A lot of things come first. Grandparents.
I am a grandfather.
Yes, you are.
And I have another one coming on the way. Austin and Sarah told us at Christmas time.
Congratulations.
That we have another baby on the way. I don't know what it is yet.
Christmas present.
That was a nice Christmas present.
Very
Family's
nice.
Growing.
Yes. Awesome. So 7 kids?
7 children. 2 older ones from a previous marriage. We're all young and we all get into situations, I guess. But I would hate to call my kids a situation. They really kept me straight.
Amen.
I graduated high school with 2 children. I didn't go out to the parties. I went to work.
Right.
So
you were 17 when you had your first child, right?
I was 17 years old when I had Austin. I was a junior in high school. Found that news out, and at first, I thought it was devastating at first, but then I realized.
You're still a kid yourself, 17 years old.
Not short into it, I really realized that that was who I was. I was a father. I was born to be a father. Imagine saying that.
Right.
But I've always been with child. So that's my 2 older boys, Austin and John Paul. Then I
got
met
some sprouts at the house.
I met this woman that just changed my life around. She
She's
keeps
a good
me
woman.
straight, keeps me working hard, and just gave great woman, and just gave me 5 beautiful children.
Very.
We have Benjamin, who's 10, Henry, who's 9, Ruth Ann, who's 5 years old now, and that's my first daughter. And there's something different.
First girl out of the bunch.
There's something different when you have your first daughter.
Right.
Just how you view things in life. Not that I needed help in this manner, but she really changed how I looked at women's perspective on and girls' perspective on things. The things that she's interested in.
Women have feelings.
Yes.
You learn that when they're little and small, and as they get older, they have feelings.
And then we have a 3-year-old, Charles, and he's just a baby boy. He's mama's baby boy. He's into everything and just trying to keep up with his older brothers. And then we have Millie. Millie's a little baby girl that we had. She's named after Katie's mom, which she lost while she was pregnant with Millie.
Yeah.
But it keeps her name going, and it's Millie Jean. I mean, it's her full name. So we get to really enjoy that addition to our life. But yeah, we got a house full of kids.
Yeah,
it's a great time.
That's good.
It's expensive time, but it's a great time.
That's what life's all about.
Oh, absolutely.
There you go.
And maybe we'll have them on this show.
Yeah.
Get out here.
We got plenty of room on the table.
No. We'll need more table.
We got some more hangers.
We'll need more. We'll need more table than that. And that's a great thing. I come home from work, and Katie has prepared a meal for us. We sit down at our table.
Right.
And the electronics go off, the TV go off, everything goes off, and we talk about our day while we eat.
Yeah.
And each one gets a turn. Even little Millie, she'll tell you something that she went through during the day.
And y'all have some recordings on YouTube.
Well, we'll
have to share that sometime.
We will.
We'll have to share that.
I haven't really shared my music, but I do share it with the ones I love and I appreciate. We have some recordings. Ruth Ann and I did a little recording that really's gotten a little attention.
Yeah, a lot of attention.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
And then couldn't leave the boys out, so me and the boys did a song together, and then I realized I couldn't leave Mama out, so we did another one. So we got three family songs out there.
I clearly remember her saying in the song, "Only because I love you,"
and that is true. I don't.
I'm doing this only because I love you.
Yeah, absolutely, and I don't think that, and it speaks for itself because she only did that because she loved me.
That's great. Great.
So it's good. You can check that out on YouTube.
Yeah. It's on YouTube.
It's kind of interesting to listen to just some. It's real music. It's nothing recorded. I use my phone to record it.
Nice.
So it's nothing, high tech.
Yeah.
But it's just a family get together.
And if the folks want to look that up, it's under Living Southern YouTube channel, and you can find all of Chad's music there. Well, most of it's unlisted, but you can find a lot of it. But you can find his family singing on there. I love that. It's singing in the kitchen.
Singing in the kitchen we did with the whole family.
Whole family.
I mean, Katie came out and sang with me, and just everybody had a little part in it, and it's great.
It is great.
It really chuckled.
Yeah, I love it.
Now I did Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah, with the boys.
Yeah, with the boys. And the reason I did that is a song that my mother always, I don't know if she sang it to me, but it was always in the atmosphere. That is a song that was on the radio or that she would play. And it was
been
just,
with you your whole life.
It's been with me a whole life. So we did that, and then Ruth Ann and I did a song, and I, for the life of me, can't remember who wrote the song, and I should have that information on my head, but I don't. About a little girl just asking her father some questions and then having a little reply.
That's a great one. She did a great job. She did an excellent job.
She still sings that,
Yeah, really.
You'll hear her up in her room, and she'll be humming. She'll be humming it, singing it, and that just brings a little tear to my eye.
Yeah,
a
that's
little
good
warm-hearted,
That's what it's all about.
So
Yeah.
Oh, I see you got water this time. Real water.
I had water last time. We have, we're going to sell Be Real water, right?
Right, absolutely.
That's what Louis,
Yeah.
he mentioned that we ought to go ahead and try to sell Be Real water.
Well, we live up there. I live up in Patrick Springs.
Yeah, everybody just sells everything, so why not? We'll just start selling water and oxygen and whatever else we can find. Definitely not my helmets though, or my helmet. So anyway, a little bit about our helmets, or you may get into
the helmets. I think the helmets we brought out just to tell you a little bit about ourselves.
Yeah.
But we have something. Each one of us, Daniel and I both have GoPro connectors on here, because we really enjoy filming what we see out there while we're riding around.
We're getting older, Chad. Just admit it, and we got to remember somehow.
We got to remember.
We got to remember these experiences somehow. So thank God for GoPro.
Right. Daniel showed me a clip last night where he sent it to me, and I had no idea where it was from, when it was from.
Bringing back the memories.
That was gone because I did not remember it at all. But yeah, we've put some miles on these helmets. I think it's time to get some new ones. I think you're supposed to get one
every 5 years.
Every 5 years or something, and we've put some miles on those.
Well, we got some summer helmets too. We don't wear these all the time. These are kind of our winter helmets. As you can see, I've taped over the air vents and stuff like that. But
definitely winter. Snow, wind.
Yep.
The summer helmets, I don't like promoting all that much because, to be honest with you, they're not a helmet.
That's true.
Skull caps, what they call them. And I know some states, you don't have to wear a helmet at all. And I don't agree with that necessarily. But as soon as I cross the line, the helmet comes off.
Right.
It
should be your choice.
The sense of freedom. The sense of freedom. I think that if
major difference between a helmet and no helmet.
There is a major difference, and I always thought that if I put my helmet on in the car, do I have to wear a seatbelt? I don't know.
I didn't think about that.
I don't know.
Well, see, when I was born and raised, we was both born and raised over there in Patrick County. I lived my whole life in Patrick County. You've been all over the place, but I was in Patrick County, and we rode in the back of Dad's pickup. Me and my sister, we rode, and my grandmother lived in Winston. And we rode all the way down to Winston. We never thought about anything.
That was me and my brother. My brother and I rode in the back of his father's dump truck.
Right. So we're going to get a helmet and ride in the back of Dad's truck? I mean, that's crazy.
Well, if that's a possibility, because I heard riding in the back of a vehicle is not allowed anymore. I don't know.
I think you got to be an adult, 18 or something.
You can, as long as you're an adult.
I think. Now, I don't want to give out no false information, but I think you got to be 18 or have somebody at least 18 with you if there's a child. And you don't see that anymore. And times have changed, as me and you know. Yeah. We ride motorcycles, so we've seen the difference as far as driving goes. And some of these people, they get on their phones and they just don't care. They could care less.
How many times have you almost been ran over? And that's one person. I could sit there and list off 5 times. You could sit there and list off 5 times. Mm-hmm. Anyone that rides a bike has a story about almost getting run off the road by someone staring at their phone.
Even in a car.
Yeah. Even a car. You don't have to be on a motorcycle. You be in a car.
Even in a car, you see them on their phones, and
absolutely,
it's crazy. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. So I got 5 kids. 2 of them are my stepchildren. They're from my wife now, and then 3 are mine, a boy and 2 girls. And
but the stepchildren, there's really no difference.
There's no difference. I say 5 children, and I got 2 grandchildren from one of those stepchildren, and they are my grandkids. I've been there since they came out, and I've been there ever since. One's 14 and one's 6, and we have a heck of a time.
Good times.
Yes, and I plan on see if they want to come out here. I doubt the 14. She's a girl.
Yeah.
She's a little on the shy side. She's got me in her. She's a little shy and a little anxious and stuff. I'm not really shy, I don't guess, but I was at her age. I was extremely shy. And then the 6-year-old, he'd be on here with us right now, on top of the table or hanging up there, like we mentioned. He's a wildcat, so we have a good time with him and just enjoy life. Yeah, I'm proud of my other ones. I had my baby girl. She just graduated from high school last year. And so all of them are graduating. My son, he was in the Air Force. Had some stuff going on there with the Biden administration.
It happens.
And so he's hoping to re-enlist and get back in there. He had signed up for 6 years.
Do you mind talking about that a little bit? What
he refused the vaccine.
Right.
Yeah, he was stationed in South Korea in the Air Force, just right there. I think he was 45 miles from the DMZ. I can't remember. Osan, I think, is the name of the base. Osan, however you say it. I know he was 13 hours away. Yeah. That was weird.
And I do know that was hard on you.
Oh yeah.
Being that close to you and seeing
his whole life,
seeing it affect. I watched it affect you when he was being shipped off. You know?
And then
it was a sense of pride, though.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You and I were so proud of that boy when he signed up and he went.
Yes.
But it was a scary pride. You feel for.
As far as pride goes, you, my friend, are the most patriotic person I've ever met, besides myself.
Yeah.
I mean, we love the United States. I mean, it's just, I've got family that were in military, in the Marines, Air Force, Army over there in Germany. Both grandpas was in World War II. We've always had that sense of patriotism, and he's always been like that too. And so soon as he was old enough, 18, bam, before he was 18 actually, right. But 18 with family signature, he got in 18 and he signed up for 6 years. He was ready to go. So he went to San Antonio for a while, and they shipped him off to South Korea. And I was like, oh Lord, because as we know, since Trump has left office, North Korea has just went off the deep end with their. I don't want to get into this news junk, but being a father of somebody that's in the million, my boy's over there, right. So it makes it a little. You start watching. You pay attention to the news of what you can believe anyway. Which that Rocket Man or whatever he is, he's a crazy Looney Tune anyway. So I'm sitting there every day worried about it. And so anyway, the vaccine, of course, we know this COVID junk vaccine come out, and he just, he didn't want to do it. They pressured him, lowered his rank. He'd already ranked up to E3, I believe. And, E3 somewhere in there, and lowered his pay, lowered everything, trying to get him to do it. Everybody was going in there. They were holding him back and all this stuff. It was a tough time for him. I mean, I probably shouldn't say this on the air, but he was calling me and he was crying. He was like, Dad, I just don't know what to do. I said, whatever you do, I'm behind you. Because you can get the vaccine, okay. If you don't do it, man. Just because the government tells you to do it, don't do it. It's all on you. And he said, I just don't feel it's right. I don't know what's in it. I don't know what's going on. Nobody knows. Choice. And it's his personal choice, and that's why our his great grandpa's fought, so we could have that choice and that freedom to choose what we want to do. And so they separate. It was a separation, is what it was called. It was honorable discharge, but it was separation. So now they're talking about bringing all those guys back that got separated from the military with back pay.
I heard this.
So I hope so, because he is and I'm not just saying it I am saying this because of my son, a little biased, but he is a leader. He's always been a leader since he was born. I knew he was going to get into a leadership role when he got older. He's always had a straight head about him, totally opposite of me. He's very cool, calm, collective. He'd make a good police officer. He's just awesome in all aspects of that.
When I heard that this was happening and that he was coming home, I was just as proud of him as when he was leaving.
And I still am.
Yeah, but he stood his ground and said he was coming home.
He's come back, got a 40-hour, 50-hour week job, and been working his tail off and looking forward to he's thinking about signing up. And I believe, the last time I spoke with him, he said he's going to. So. Well,
he wanted to be a military police.
He wanted to be military police. Yeah, he's in security forces.
And when you have somebody that wants to do that,
that's what he wants.
That's what a person wants.
That's what he wants to do.
It's not, it's not that you're enlisting these people and you're just shipping him here or shipping him there. That child, that man. Excuse me, that man.
That man. Yeah, extremely proud of him. Yeah, extremely proud.
That's great.
Yes. So, what else is there?
Well,
I'm done. That's all. Thank you, folks.
No, we could talk about this. That's
part of our life.
This was Daniel.
This is me and you.
This is Daniel and I's first project together.
You might not know us, but I guarantee you a good 85 to 90%, if not everybody watching this, and even on YouTube, well, according to where you're at, but if you're in Southwest Virginia, North Carolina, you know the name Lock Boys.
You do.
Dr. Lock Boyce. And that's our project.
This was our first project on that.
Has she zoomed in on it? I think she's asleep.
No, she's not sleeping. Don't say that. She's going to come out here. She's going to come out here and throw something at you.
She probably will. Oh, there we go. We got some zoomation going on. Lock Boyce.
Yeah, this was our first project together.
Live with a snake.
Dr. Boyce said, "Hey, Daniel, I want to put a CD together, and I want a snake on it and a guitar.
I want my guitar and a snake." And I said, "Okay, I got the guitar, but I'm not doing the snake." And so that's where Chad come in.
This was a timber rattlesnake caught up at his house, or at his mom's house at the time. Then it became his house, and it had been hit by something in the head. You could see that real close. But yeah, this was our first project together. Putting this together, you could
there it is again on the CD cover.
Chad and Daniel Lewis.
Yeah, there you go. That's cool. That's a picture of Locke over there in Africa.
Yeah, with the
cobra. Yeah, cobra. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, some good tunes on that.
There is some great tunes, and I was wondering.
I always enjoyed that.
We might enter one of these tunes in our show.
Yeah, let's do it.
We have music.
One of my favorites was
mine's Cedarhart.
Yes, mine too.
That just
right. It just kind of keeps going in my head, and sometimes I'll be going down the road just humming it. I'm like, "What is that song?" You know, you get that song stuck in your head. Cedarhart. Yeah, old Locke, he was something else. I tell you what. There's the inside of it. Chad was kind of trying to show it there, but anyway, that's the same guitar with the same snake, and this was taken right outside of the Boyce Holland Veterinary Services. Yeah, that's where he was. For those that don't know him, which I doubt anybody don't know him, he was the veterinarian for Boyce Holland Veterinary Services. Started Boyce Holland in January 1st, 1982. And, of course, we lost him in 2020, August 10th of 2020. And so we've been missing him.
Just something else.
Yeah, that was a shock. That was nothing. Nobody expected that. And you've stepped up and taken over the reins. You already had the reins anyway, and then you stepped up and took over the reins, trying to bring back his legacy. I don't know if you want to get into that or not. But
I mean, we get in a little bit.
Here we are.
We're talking.
We're talking about Locke.
But I worked for Dr. Boyce for, I worked for Boyce Holland 26 years, and he's passed now, 2 years. So I worked for him for 24 years.
Yeah.
I started in 97, 58 running through Patrick County at the time was just a 2-lane road.
I remember that.
And I moved into the county. I worked at a few jobs, and I've always wanted to work with animals. That's my thing. Mother Nature, animals. I'm all about that.
Yeah, he's all about some snakes and spiders and weird-looking bugs. And, hey, Daniel, look at this thing, and it's crawling off his finger. And I'm like, I'm just totally opposite of that. Anyway, sorry.
No, go ahead. I really enjoy what Mother Nature has to offer for knowledge, for entertainment purposes. Some of those creatures, Spielberg can't invent.
No.
I mean, he can't come up with some of that stuff. Some of that stuff's great, But anyway, Hal, I showed up one day. I asked him for a job. He says, I might have something at the farm. And I said, okay, well, give me a call when you do. And it wasn't that afternoon that he called me back. And he said, hey, I got a position here for you. I started cleaning cages, showing up. I was 23 years old. I didn't know anything about the medical field of veterinary medicine. I just clean cages.
So you're saying that lightly. I'm cleaning cages, like I'm going over here to sweep the floor, but you're talking about poop.
Well,
and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm cleaning
feces.
up stuff.
I'm cleaning up stuff. And he couldn't find somebody to do that at the rate of amount of pay that society was paying that. I mean, back then, people bringing home $200 a week was a good job.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is 96, 97,
97. But anyhow, I slowly started just inching my way into the more medical part of it. When something came in with a broken leg, I was running at it. I didn't steer away from things. I didn't run. It wasn't my job, but I still did it, because I wanted to learn how to do things.
Well, you had the passion for it, so you want to take care of those things.
Yeah, you want to take care of the things that were brought in and that needed help. And I realized I wasn't just helping the animal, which was good enough for me, but I was also helping the people that brought in the animal.
Right.
Because they were going through something at the time.
Now, me knowing you for years, and I've worked for Boyce Holland for 14 years now, and seeing the pictures, it wasn't just cats and dogs we're talking about here. It's owls and hawks and buffalo and baby bear and deer, snakes.
Yeah, the animal, the paying animal customers are your dogs, cats, kittens, puppies, and stuff like that.
Right.
But that's not all that we worked on by far. We worked on some, especially the snakes. He brought me into realizing that I wasn't alone, because as a young kid, I just was fascinated by them.
Yeah.
They just made sense to me. They like being left alone. Very similar.
I do that now, but back in the day, it was not a good situation between me and snakes. I'm sorry to say.
Are you good with them now?
I'm good. You've taught me. You've just being your friend for the last over a decade now. I've kind of got that. She's given us the finger.
Right.
Threw me out of my track.
Well, anyhow,
I'm off the track.
Then I will get real. We are off the track because I've been working there. Dr. Boyce passed, and his son Cody wanted to keep it going.
Yeah.
So me and him had meetings after meetings. We tried our best to work something out, and lo and behold, we did.
And I'm telling you, the big challenge that I saw y'all go through was getting a veterinarian. We're a small community. Patrick County don't grow veterinarians. There might be a veterinarian that comes out of Patrick County, but they're going somewhere else.
That's the problem with living in an area like Patrick County, is that
17,000 people.
As soon as someone becomes a professional, they want to go get professional pay.
And I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either.
Yeah, I did too. But then I realized the peaceful life of peeing off my back porch and nobody seeing me.
Now, Locke would tell you that he wanted the young people to do that. Everyone was trying to keep the young people in Patrick County.
Right.
He said, no, let them go experience. Let them go experience the good that's out there. Let them go experience the bad that's out there, and then come take that home.
Right. If they want that, come back.
They want to come back.
They will come back.
And they'll have that experience, that intelligence.
That's what I needed.
So I think we're going to take a break now.
Cool.
And then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about that, and maybe we'll put a snake here up on the table or something.
Did I just open my mouth earlier and saying I was good with snakes?
You said you were good with snakes, so
I'm good with snakes.
Let's see that maybe.
Good night. Chad with snakes coming back up.
All right, we good?
And we're back. We thank you for joining us here on this Thursday night and staying up with us a little bit. We kind of fibbed a little bit earlier because we said we didn't have any special guests, but we do have a special guest. Well, several special guests. They're looking at me right now. And I just told Mr. Romero that BTW 21 might actually have a exclusive of me going to Martinsville Hospital. But anyway, Chad, what do we got here?
We have two juvenile copperhead snakes.
Just what I need
from
to hear.
Patrick County.
Not only are they snakes, but they're juvenile.
They are juvenile. They are not well-behaved snakes. They're
looking.
They are looking at us. But what I wanted to do was show how tiny they are.
Super tiny.
When they're born, not much smaller than this, but when they're born in a sack.
Huh.
Kind
of like a live birth, egg and live birth together?
Yes, kind of a mixture of the two.
Well, you got them looking
They
at
are
you
definitely in a sack, in an egg sack, and the mom hatches on the day of birth, hatches out that sack, and they emerge from it. And they each have this green identified tail right here.
Can we see
get
that
one
on the camera?
out?
Yeah, I see a little bit on the camera right there. You got both of them. Look at that. That's like a neon green.
Little neon green tails.
Wow.
That's how you know this little guy is a copperhead. That's the best identification for it now.
That ain't much, because the rest of their body looks like a pile of leaves, and then they got this little bitty green thing that I wouldn't even notice.
Sure does.
I wouldn't notice that at all.
Well, they camouflage very well,
Right.
and they like getting in little toys and little things that you have in the backyard. Little,
I'm getting my lid away.
yeah, I wouldn't go doing that. But they were actually from Patrick County. They're actually from Dr. Boyce's house again. His wife called me up and said, "Hey, the girls are trying to play basketball back there, and there's a copperhead." Well, I went and got the copperhead, and then 2 days later, she had these babies. So they were actually...
Well, how fast can they get? Do I have time to jump if they... I know they're juvenile, but, I'm not as fast as a snake anymore. I don't think I ever was fast as a snake.
Yeah, these guys are considered heavy body snakes.
Okay.
So they're not very fast, and they're not good climbers.
Gotcha.
The rat snakes,
They
they
are
could
sniffing.
climb up a wall.
Boy, they're smelling the air with them tongues. They're like, glad you didn't get that on camera.
Right.
Me going,
But I wanted to bring them just to let people know what they look like.
Right.
They kind of look sharp. Look at their heads there. They kind of look
And
like
they're
a
venomous.
shark. Those are venomous.
So what would if I'm walking through the woods barefooted in Patrick County?
You shouldn't do that.
Wow.
But if you are,
But if I am,
and you run across one that...
I've been drinking some water, and I run across one and he plugs me onto my foot, what should I do?
just go to the ER.
Go to the ER.
There's a lot of...
Even that little sucker right there.
Especially this little sucker
Especially
right
this.
here.
Okay, so he's more venomous than his dad.
Well, not really more venomous. It's the same venom, but he has no control over it. Venom comes to a snake sparingly. They usually just have enough to
protect.
Not really to even protect. That's how you get a dry bite, but just enough to eat.
Oh, okay.
So what that does is it
Stay over there, buddy.
it paralyzes the little rodent there.
Like Bill Murray over here. He's looking at me.
But if one of these little guys hit you, they have not learned yet that their venom comes from eating something.
Oh.
It's a protein. I'll get it out in a second.
That's all right.
It's Be Real, right?
W.
And the W.
BT21 and the W.
It's a protein-based chemical that they produce.
Huh.
And that these little guys here don't, like I was stating earlier, don't know how to control that yet. So they're going to let you have it. They're going to let you have everything that they have in their little sacks here above their head.
Huh.
Now, where a full-size snake, an adult snake, knows this already, learned that, hey, it's a limited supply, he could actually give you a dry bite, and or one with very little venom in it. So I would not want to get bit by one of these guys at all.
No.
'cause
Uncontrollable
he's a
juvenile.
Juvenile. He doesn't
Right.
know anything yet.
Right.
You know?
We know how those juveniles are, especially in Martinsville.
So so I just brought those out here just to give people a view. I'm going to put them back in there so we can finish our conversation.
That sounds great.
Without any concern.
He's going to get on your phone, man. He's going to be like, yeah, let's see what's on Facebook.
We're just going to stick these little guys back in the container here.
He's going.
Very
We
gently.
now have a snake, and he's going to go check out our YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel, Be Real, just like you see right here. Be Real. Period. The podcast, and you can check us out on YouTube. You might be watching us there now, but we're normally live. You can see it first here on BTW 21 Thursdays today at 9 p.m. right now. So thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate you putting up with us. Say.
How we doing?
We're doing good now.
This is an albino milk snake.
Okay, Shania. You need to come out here. You said you wanted to hold a snake. I got one right here. I'm not going to hurt the guy. Now, see, before I met you, I could not do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a decade of friendship, and now I'm
Look
holding
at you.
a snake.
You're holding a
Yes.
snake.
I mean, this sucker would have been, sorry, buddy, but you would have been toast just years ago. There's been so many hoes and so many shotguns, garden hose.
Shovels.
We'll
just say shovels instead of hose.
Garden hose. There's been so many garden hose.
But this snake here, This snake here is 10 years old.
Really?
Yep. Dr. Lockboyce bought it for his son Jasper.
Oh, it's Jaspers Snake.
Yep,
Cool,
when he was in
man.
the 2nd grade.
Wow.
And now Jasper's at Radford.
Man.
He's in college
He's
now.
a college man.
So this snake
And jacked. Hey, that's a picture
He
right
is.
there. Look at that.
He is. When I was coaching him in football, you know, he was just a little chunky kid in his helmet there, and he grew up to be jacked, like you said.
Right.
I mean, that
dude's
boy's
jacked.
working
that
out.
That boy's been working out like every day, all day.
Yes, sir. Very proud of him.
Yes. He's,
but this was his snake that lock bought him.
I think he's locked up in there.
No, he'll get out of there.
Okay,
he ain't gonna go nowhere where he can't get out.
All right, he's good then. That's cool. I need to get a picture of this
He
while
was
we're on the air.
He was just in a little petri dish when Locke brought him home. No, smaller than this guy here.
Look at
Smaller
me,
than
Chad.
these.
Look at me. That's a picture right there. We'll put that on our Facebook. We got a Facebook, so you can see that picture from my view. Wrapped around the old Be Real microphone. He didn't get electrocuted, did he?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
He just crashed out. He's like my Chihuahua. He just.
Well, I think, you know, like any other animal, they get a little anxiety themselves.
Right.
This is a little bit much for them. That's why they were really paying attention to the vibrations. He kind of did the same thing for a while, and now he's just, you know, I had enough of this. So I might even put him back so he feels a little bit more comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, come on over here.
He's chillaxing. He's good.
I think they called him Snooky.
Snooky?
I think that's his name.
Snooky the corn snake. Is it a corn?
No, it's a milk. It's
milk
a milk
snake. Okay. The other one's a corn snake.
Yeah.
The blonde gold one.
This is a milk snake, and this is primarily from South America. I think up towards. Oh, I can't. I got a map right here.
Right there, you go.
Up in Venezuela,
Brazil,
in Brazil, and Peru. I think you're going to find. Oh, he got a little testy.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Well, I'll just take him.
That's good.
Hold on to your microphone.
I got it.
Ooh, maybe he is a little stuck in there.
He had his tail wrapped around. He don't want to move.
I didn't mean.
There he goes.
I want to say.
I think the audience just heard him.
I really think.
Oh, he's. This is why we need holes in the table.
Why we need holes in the table? Get rid of the wires.
Get rid of the wires because we got snakes and wires going on here.
I think Locke might have had him on his show here at BT.
We'll have to look that up.
We'll have to look it up. I think he was a small little guy.
So he's a TV star.
Yeah,
he's been on TV more than I have.
Right, he's been on TV before, and he hangs out in my office now that Jasper went to college. And by the way, these type of animals make great pets, especially for teenagers, because teenagers, let's face it, they don't always remember to feed the pet. They don't always remember to water the pet. This guy, he could go. This guy could go a couple of weeks without feed. This guy could go a month without food or water. So if they forget it once in a while, it's not it's not the end of the world. But there's no fleas, no ticks.
Amen to that one too.
You don't have to worry about getting potty training them.
Right.
Walking them. So
but is he happy when you come home? He's not expressing himself as being happy when you get home, right?
They don't express feelings like that type. If you're looking for that companion type of pet, then a snake might not be.
I might see if my wife wants one.
I know Miss Mary. She has taught
I forgot
kids.
to mention that great woman. I'm also married to an excellent woman.
Excellent.
Praise God.
Excellent teacher of our children.
Yes.
She has taught 5 of my children.
She's a teacher. She loves kids. I mean, loves them. And anybody knows her knows this.
Our household brings up Miss Mary Quisenberry at least twice a day.
Yeah.
For some reason or another, whether one child learned a song from her or one child that she is brought up on a daily basis.
I'm extremely blessed. And she would kill me if I took. The snake would live. It would be me that would be in the obituaries. No way, Jose.
She's a great person.
She
Let me
is.
put him back real quick.
There you go. He's happy now. Less anxiety for him.
So they were just educational purpose. I just brought these
Right.
out just to show people.
And
Talk a little bit
special
about them.
guest.
Special guest.
We were sitting here talking about we didn't have any guests, and boom, there they are. Yeah, there they are. So I appreciate you a whole lot.
Yeah.
So this, I know you had the fascination with animals as you grew up, and of course you got into the business with Boyce Holland and with Locke. Did the snake thing start then? I know you probably had a fascination then, but then now you have the opportunity to go pick them up, get them, investigate them, research them.
It started earlier than that.
Really?
It started earlier than with Locke. I even did some things with Locke's brother Fred. I don't know if you ever seen him on YouTube getting mauled by the alligator.
He just about got killed.
If you haven't looked that up, Fred Boyce, I think is what they alligator man. Old man gets eaten by an alligator.
Old man just about gets eaten by an alligator.
Look it up.
If you just Google that, you will see Locke's brother Fred just about get eaten by an alligator.
And I will say this though, I will say that a lot of people, especially if you look at the comments, were giving them all heck about, what's this guy doing jumping on a 250-pound, 300-pound alligator.
Right.
There was some people in the area. It was a dangerous situation that he was trying to take control over. It got out of control even more so when he was trying to do a good deed.
He was.
And we got to give him that credit.
Right. He was trying to do a good deed. He just wasn't thinking, I guess it was a last minute, what do you do?
Right.
It's like somebody, if if there's a wreck or something, you immediately run and try to get them out of the wreck if the car's on fire.
Right.
Not thinking that the fire could explode. The car could explode and blow up the car. So it's kind of the same scenario.
Well, we look at those, we consider them heroes.
Right.
That run to that problem. So he was trying to be a hero. He also it didn't turn out to, but he also had backup. He had friends with him that when stuff was going down, they actually kind of you'll watch them kind of back up out of the scene real quick. And that's when you count on somebody and they're not there, things could go bad. So
really quick.
But anyways, back with Locke. Again, we just keep on going. We'll back it up. We'll rewind it. We'll off the track, back on the track.
One thing we haven't mentioned, and as it's been clear probably since this is our second. Let me get closer to the microphone here. It's probably been clear since we had the first episode with Chuck McCall, and now we have the second episode here with just us introducing ourselves, kind of talking about ourselves. We're limited on time, so we can't sit here with you for 3 hours and tell you our entire life story. No, nor do we want to. But we have never been on television.
Oh, I think they know that already.
They know that. I think they figured that out from the very first show that we've never been on television before. This is a new experience, something we're trying. We greatly, again, appreciate our sponsors, Boyce Holland Veterinary Services and Pet Transport.
Thank you. But
a lot.
That brings back, Locke Boyce.
Mm-hmm.
That, he used to
inspired us.
Right. He used to do a show here at BTW 21. Mm-hmm. And
live on Facebook every Thursday.
So that kind of just kept it going. We were looking to kind of keep what he had built going, and that's what Cody and I are doing at the clinic.
Right.
We don't have a veterinary license. We're not veterinarians. So how do you keep a veterinary clinic open
with no
license when you're not a veterinarian? And we had to run around and find out how to do it. And we hired some retired veterinarians.
Awesome veterinarians.
Our first veterinarian, Dr. Karen Thomas. She runs the show now.
Right.
She's our head veterinarian. We have Dr. Coyle, who's a surgeon now.
Yes, awesome lady too. She is the surgeon extravaganza.
Extravaganza extraordinaire.
The surgeon extravaganza.
So we have Dr. Coyle there running the surgeries. And we have just in the last month brought in Dr. Rhodes and Dr. Shell.
Four veterinarians.
Four veterinarians there to we're outrun. We're overworked.
Anybody that drives by there knows. If you've been down 58 and you see, where Boyce Holland is, the big blue building over there in Patrick Springs, Stewart. You see that they're piled up. And we've got a lot of comments over the Google ratings and the Facebook about the wait time. It's going to take some time. If you love your pet or if you love your child, you go down here to the ER. it's going to be a while before you get in there to see a doctor. Now, the same thing here. You know, you got two doctors running wide open, and if there's a medical emergency, they have to see that first before they can give a shot to another one. Is that best explained like
absolutely. That? Our biggest complaint, and our only complaint really, is wait
time.
The wait time has gotten to be a little bit ridiculous, and that's why we went searching.
We understand.
Right, that's why we went searching for more doctors. With the 4 that we have now, we're still hoping to gain 2 more come graduation time.
Right,
you know, get some younger students in there to learn from these experienced doctors that we have.
And this Chad and Cody, they've been to Virginia Tech. They've displayed Boyce Holland. They've told them about Patchett County. There's your tourism there.
Right.
And just trying to get somebody in here. And these 4 vets, you've got 1 from Blacksburg, you got 2 from Floyd, and you've got 1 from South Boston.
God.
Yeah. So see, it's still not local people. They're traveling, pretty good distances. You got 90 miles to South Boston, thereabouts. And then Floyd, everybody knows that mountain. That's not fun. And then, of course, Blacksburg, you got to come down the same path.
Right.
That's a good hour and 20 minutes.
That's why we like to go after a student or 2 that would like to
move here,
and be a part of our community a little bit more. I can't thank these doctors enough for making that trip and to come helping us. We have the customer base. We need to take care of them.
And with those 4 in there now, you're talking about decades and decades of experience. Because these are not young bucks.
Right.
These are older, experienced veterinarians who've been in the business, who's owned their own businesses for years.
Right.
I keep looking at the wrong camera. I'm looking all over. Y'all don't mind me. I'm talking to y'all, so you just listen. If you want to. I'm trying to look at the right one.
You're looking at the wrong camera.
No, I'm just...
So anyhow, they have experience.
Yes.
Our Dr. Shell that we just hired here, she was actually a teacher at Virginia Tech.
Wow.
She for 14 years.
Yeah. And both Karen and Dr. Coyle come out of Virginia Tech.
And both those doctors come out. And
Dusty Rhodes, he was a wrestler, right?
No. That's his name, though. Oh, yes. Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes. Come on down to Boyce Holland Veterinary Services and see Dusty Rhodes.
He's a great.
Get you an autograph.
He's a great guy. He's got a lot of information to offer to people to help, take care of their pets.
He is a great guy and not associated with wrestling. I'm sorry, but when Chad told me we got a new vet, Daniel, it's going to really help out the wait time. This is what we've been working for. I said, yeah. I said, what's his name? Dusty Rhodes. I said, okay. And the Ultimate Warrior's coming in right behind him. He got a vet tech.
But I was serious. But he plays the guitar, too.
Really?
Yeah. He was. Oh. We gave him, Tremaine there, gave him a guitar, and he went and played a John Denver song or something like that. It was it was great. So maybe we'll have him out here playing a little guitar.
What is it with veterinarians and music?
I don't know.
Soothes the savage soul, the beast.
Right.
I think animals are soothed by the music?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They are.
I know.
So they got that in their soul already. So you got that. You just kind of release it. You're a musician.
Well, no, not really. Yeah. But Dr. Thomason, she plays drums.
Y'all got a whole band over there.
We do have a band.
Shut down one day and just have a Boyce Holland band.
We do have a band of doctors.
But anyway, the next step is what you're working on here. Well, you've been also working on it for a while, as I know, because I work there. Saturdays and Sundays. That's another thing that people have mentioned. Why can't you be open on Saturdays and Sundays for the people that work through the week? And believe me, I understand. I got 2 jobs.
Yeah.
I got 2. I used to have 3. Thank God, I only got 2. And so that's it's hard to get over there when you're working all the time. Even though you're open at 8. You close at 6. I usually take the day off for my chihuahuas,
right?
Because they're my children and I love them. But the weekend, again, we're talking about these veterinarians coming from miles away, and that's kind of the deal, right? Am I getting it right? I don't know.
Well, right now we could only, they make their schedule,
right?
And that's what we could work with.
Retired veterinarians.
Right now we're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. No appointment necessary. We're still working on the weekends. Grant, that was very profitable.
Mm.
Extremely profitable.
Yeah, Saturdays was.
Yeah, it was extremely. But to get a doctor in there that drives that far on a Saturday or Sunday,
and they're retired. They want their time. They've been working their whole lives.
They deserve
their Saturdays off. I'm going to take them if I'm still alive.
Right. So that's eventually, I think, a job for the new students that come in,
right,
to carry on the weekends for us.
But y'all are working on it.
But we are definitely working on it. To
be
honest with you, I'm still, you set off for a goal that's reachable, but then you also have that goal that you could just, imagine if it was, couldn't you just wish it was?
Right.
You have that, and I think I'm going to carry on the same wish, and the thing that Locke did was I would like to have it 24 hours.
Yeah.
I would like to have the clinic. If we could get, just 2 more veterinarians in there, maybe 3, we could go to 24 hours a day.
So as right now, we don't have a 24-hour veterinary service except for Greensboro and Winston, right?
Greensboro,
maybe Roanoke,
Reidsville, I think has one. They are out there,
but just not in this area.
But just not in this area. Our surrounding cities are an hour away from us in every direction.
Right.
Well,
right.
Half of that's half an hour. It would be just quicker to drive to our 24-hour facility than it would be to Winston-Salem's 24-hour facility.
Right.
So we have a good area to do this. Dr. Boyce tried it for several years, but we're having a problem just finding the vets to stay in the area.
Right.
Instead of moving off to Tampa Bay or somewhere, and
can't blame them.
I can't. Well, I can, because I like the mountains and I love where we live. So I do blame them.
Blame them to their fault. But, so anyway, we are in Patrick County. Well, right now we're in Martinsville, but Boyce Honda is located in Patrick County. In case you're watching this on YouTube later, we are located in Patrick County, Virginia. So if you don't know where that's at, it's on the border of North Carolina. It's southern Virginia. That's Virginia.
Well, you get as southern as you can.
Yeah, you can't get no more southern than Patrick County or Henry County, Pennsylvania, and all those other ones. Yeah. Right. Well, we're like southwestern. Yeah. So anyway, here we are, just the 2 of us. What else do we need to tell these folks? They've probably done turned it off and went to bed by now. They've gotten bored with us. I think they enjoyed the snakes. They enjoyed the little Boyce Holland stuff. Then when I was talking about my stuff, I'm sure they probably turned it and then turned it back to listen to you. So what now, Chad? Here we are. We're at BTW. A little bit more about the show.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away the guests, though. We got some really good guests coming. We also have some really. You thought the snakes was crazy? Wait till you see where we're getting ready to go. Yeah. We're going to take this show on the road because we want to get out of the brick and into the world, and we're gonna have us a good time. Yeah, we're gonna take Shania on some trips too.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you said it best on the last show there, that there's a lot of people out there that can't get out.
Right.
And it's not just old age.
Right.
At any age, somebody could be homebound, or somebody could be bedbound, or just not have the funding to go out. There's multiple reasons why a person can't get out and do those things. So I think that we could get out there and venture life a little bit, bring it here, let people watch it, and
like me, I get out. Thank God, get to be able to get out and do these things. I'm very thankful to God. I'm so grateful. We both stay grateful and thankful. That's what I've always loved about you, also, to God for being able to just do these things for us. And we both come from no money. We still have no money, but we do what we can. We do what we try to do. We do what we love. We make sure the family's taken care of first, and then we do our thing. Need to get out there and do it, but. Even watching television, and Facebook and YouTube and all this junk, you're just compacted with news and the end of the world. And even I've brought up stuff on here very briefly, just trying to make a joke out of it, but I don't want to get into it. I want to get back into, and then you have sitcoms, and they kind of are into the world stuff and getting all this junk, and I'm getting the finger. I don't know if it's because we're running out of time or it's because of what I'm talking about, but we want to bring something wholesome, basically. And real. We have no script. We come in here, we're like, what are we going to talk about? We was with Chuck McCall last week, and we're like, what are we going to talk about? Chuck's like, okay, what are we talking about? And I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. We're talking about you,
and it came out.
Us. Be real. We're talking about us. You, me, and that's us.
I think that's us for the day.
And y'all are Be Real. The people out there, they're real too. And so we're getting rid of the fake Facebook persona profiles. Look at me, I'm all smiling happy. You never take any pictures of sad stuff. You're always taking pictures of happy stuff. And so we want to bring happy to you here on BTW 21 and to YouTube and showcase the county and Patrick County and the people that live within those counties. So
I think we'll head over to Franklin County some too.
Yeah, we do all these counties. Yeah, I'm not just.
This is still our area.
This is my area. It's, it's where this is where I ride, born, raised, and I know all these roads back and forth and run a little EMS back in the day in Patrick County. And I was on the radio for 8 years at WHEO, so I know some folks, and I miss them and I love them. And so so thank you, Chad Hudson, for allowing me to get back on the air.
We're here
on cameras. Here we are. I'm still looking at the wrong camera, and now I'm looking at the TV and not the camera. I'll get used to that eventually.
We'll just be real and come back to us.
Be real. We'll see you next Thursday, 9 p.m. here on BTW 21. We got an email. Can you flash that?
I think she did.
Yes, she did already. If you have any ideas, or if you just like to tell us something, maybe nothing good or nothing great, or maybe something great, something positive, or if you'd like to be on the show, email us right here. Get a hold of us. We'd love to have you on the show, or we can come out to where you're at. Yeah, we can do it like that. We're also on YouTube, and we'll have this show uploaded tomorrow on Friday. For those that's maybe just called halfway through, or maybe they didn't get to watch BTW 21. But anyway, YouTube, Facebook, BTW 21, Chad Hudson, Daniel Lewis, thank you. God bless you. We'll catch you next time.
Be real.
Be real.